My comment wasn't just inappropriate, it wasn't even funny. Comedy is not my forte.
तरीके से कुछ चीजों को कहा गया है, प्रेजेंट किया गया है, ऐसा मुझे भी पता चला है, जो बिल्कुल
This is a post about Ranveer Allahbadia, or the famous beer biceps. There is a problem which Ranveer is not understanding. Now many people talk about Bhairava worship, and there is post even in his podcasting channel about Bhairava worship, and he calls somebody and some kind of a tantric to come and talk about it. And there is somebody who talks about Sri Vidya Upasana, all that particular thing. Now, let me warn not only Ranveer but also people who are connected with these kind of activity. Now, what Devata you worship, you will become that. Now, Bhairava is the representation of death. That is why he is called as the Mahakaleshwar. And in the Mahakaleshwar temple, it is supposed to be the residing place of death in the world. Now, when you are dealing with Bhairava worship, you want to understand God from the spectrum of death itself. So it is going to be a very, very intense sadhana which many people cannot take up in their life. It will be bordering between death and life. That is why Agoris, Kapalika Marga people go sit in the Samshan and they try to do their worship and their prayer across. Therefore, you have to understand that simply telling I will invoke this aspect of God, I will invoke that aspect of God is the problem. There are three aspects of God: the creation, the maintenance, and the destruction. You can call it satvik, rajasic, and tamasik aspect of God. Now, when you take Shiva in terms of sattvic aspect, there is no problem. For example, Baidyanath, for example, Mahamrutyunjayeswarar, all that thing is not a problem. But when you go to the tamasic aspect of Shiva, which is the Bhairava, which is the Ashta Bhairava, which is the 64 Bhairava, your life is going to become very hell. It will have lot of pitfall. It will have Runa, Roga, Chatru, Ubada, all that thing will happen for you as a person. In fact, you will find it very difficult to be awake in the morning, and you will find it very easy to be awake in the night. And you will be addicted to intoxication substances and all the tamasic thing like that of meat, alcohol, and ganja across. Now, many people do not understand it. One time, I met an Agori, he gave me a mantra and he said, you chant the mantra. I chanted the mantra. Actually, what happened? There was a vivid vision of a Devi who is coming inside in my dream across, and she was having the face of a skull. In fact, the mantra name was called Kapalini. And I had a tremendous craving for eating chicken. I'm a Brahmin and I don't eat chicken across. I went with my wife. In fact, my wife was quite surprised I started eating meat across. I ate the chicken across. After that, I had a vision across. Now, please understand, like this, your character will change, your situation, circumstances will change, your opportunity and link will change. People who do not do the sadhana can fib about a lot of things across. So I want Ranveer, please do not get into Bhairav sadhana. Please do not get into all these kind of tamasic sadhana. Though it will look enticing, though it will look very powerful across, it can damage your career, it can damage your life permanently across. So I request you to be very, very careful when you choose the sadhana. Either it's the black vortex or the white vortex which opens up across. If the white vortex opens in the sadhana, there is no problem. But if the black vortex opens in the sadhana, it will be a hell a lot of time. There was a friend of mine who used to worship Sarabeshwarar. I used to tell him he will have a lot of problem across, and he got married, he had a kid, and suddenly he died out of accident by the kapal splitting across. So therefore, people who do tamasik sadhana has to give offering of bali, which includes blood, which includes menstrual blood, which includes meat of different kinds has to be offered. There is no satvik sadhana in terms of Bhairav, and it will have a very dramatic consequences in your life across. So please understand and try to do the satvik devata worship, by which anyway you will reach God. It is not the devata what you have, it is the understanding. All worldly pursuits are one unavoidable and inevitable end, which is sorrow, building and construction, birth and death, meeting and parting, accumulation and dispersion. Knowing this, one takes the words of the Guru seriously and practice the dharma based on the ephemeralness of life. Everything is subject to changes across. So please don't get fascinated by all these sadhana across. I have published an e-book which is called as the Mantra Sadhana, where different devatas will have different impact on a people's life across, which has been thoroughly explained across. So therefore, do not do all these Bhairav and the Sri Vidya Upasana. All these things are very, very tamasik sadhana. It opens a black vortex. People find it very, very difficult to live their life. All kinds of problem will happen to you across. Therefore, please, Ranveer, stop promoting all these tamasik sadhana, and also people who have not practiced it. They have no idea. They want to come in the television, they want to come in the YouTube, they want to fib about it. And please see the agoris. They stay away from the society. They stay in the samshan and they are naked and they are little bit dirty. There's nothing wrong. It is the devata what they worship across. And they eat all kinds of things which are very, very unhealthy, including alcohol. So please don't promote these kind of sadhana. And I request all the people who are viewing this video, don't do this tamasik sadhana, which will have a tremendous impact into your personal life across. Thank you.